Hi, my name is Misty Miller. I'm a senior Ruby ambassador, and many of you have asked me to show you how to create a Google survey. And I love these Google surveys. I learned so much about not only my downline and my leaders, but also we got crafty and we decided, a couple of us have decided to go ahead and send some survey out to our inactives. And then we made another survey to send out to wholesale people. And then I'm also in the works of trying to create a survey to send out to all my, I guess, inactive customers. So I wanted to share with you how to create a Google survey, and also share with you how to read the results and how powerful these are going to be for your business. I am blown away of the responses that I've received. And I can't wait to try to reach out to these inactives who basically gave me permission to talk to them more about maybe the products or the opportunity. And I learned this through the survey. So with that, I want to turn my screen so you guys can share how to create a Google survey using Google Forms. All right, so when you log in, sorry about my, this desktop is crazy. All right, so when you go to Google, you are going to see like this little, it says Google Apps right up here. I'm going to click that, and I need to make sure that I'm in Google Drive. And when you're in Google Drive, it's going to look like this. And give it 1 second here. Okay, so these are all my, like my drive is where I have all my documents or forms or whatever I have made, it's stored in here. So when I go there, you can click on the word new. And when you click on new, I want you to go down to the word more and then go down to Google Forms. But if you look in here, there's all these things you can do in Google. Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides. My students loved when I taught them how to use Google Slides. And Google Forms, Google Drawing, Google Maps, all that kind of thing. But I want you to focus on Google Forms. Google Forms is going to create, you can call it a questionnaire, a survey, whatever it is. But you have to get a little bit crafty, but sometimes you can share information just to get the information out there, but it's not a question where they have to answer about products or anything. Like sometimes I put a question on here, like, are you aware that we have a Monday night meeting for new ambassadors? And there's only one answer and it's got it. Like it's just a check-in to that they read it one more time and that they know about all the different events. So you don't necessarily have to have a question where there's many answers. So you kind of just have to be crafty on how you word it and the answer choices that you put out there for them. So when you go to the forms, you have this right here. It says untitled form. You want to definitely title this. You can find it back in your My Drive that I showed you from the beginning. So we can just call this Plexus Reflection, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and if I click down here, I can actually pop that same title right in there. Okay, so what you see right now is you see questions, and then when you see responses, you just click on it and it will show you all the responses. Well, since it's new, no one's taken the survey, so you're gonna have nothing. But when you do, it's gonna start to just keep tally of it, so it's gonna keep adding those numbers up right here. So the cool, fun thing is you'll see, oh, I have 2 responses, so you can go through and look at all the information. But back to the questions, and kind of looking at these other buttons that you can kind of play with. But this color palette, you can click on it and quickly change the background color to any, whoops, that's not what I meant, sorry. You can quickly look at the different color, or make it a different color, but then you can also go down, you have to move this. If you go down here to this little picture, you can pick stuff that they've already have, already out there for you. There's, by theme, but it can be something simple as this. And you can say select. When you select one of those, it's actually changing it all up here. But the fun thing is you can actually customize it for your own picture that you have saved out on your computer. So if you go to upload photos, you would just, kind of select a photo from your computer, go find something. So it could be your team name, or it could be the products, or depending on who you're sending it to, you can kind of customize it that way. So I'm just going to go back to making it pink. The other thing, you can preview, like if you push this, you can preview like what your form's going to look like in the eyes of the person taking the survey. So as you see, all these buttons up here are kind of taken away. So going back here, this is kind of behind the scenes, you making it. It's almost kind of like the back office versus what customers might see. You know, you have all these extra buttons in the back office, but a customer just sees the simple, you know, few tabs. So when you're back here, we'll get to the send part later, but when you go down here, it says untitled question, you just click on it. This is going to blow you guys away. Like, you're going to want to do so many surveys with your teams, and you can do it just, you know, different sets of people on your team, which is fun. So if I want to, you know, I usually start off with what is your name, just so that when I read the responses, I know who to contact. What is your name? Now, I don't want it to be multiple choice, obviously, so this little down arrow, you just want to click on that and make it a short answer. So let's look at these choices you can pick from. So there's a paragraph, if they're doing a lot of, definitely, you know, what is your goals or what is your why, you know, pick paragraph, they do a lot of typing there. Multiple choice, check boxes, if there's lots of different things that they can pick from, you would want to make a question with check boxes, or a drop-down menu. I don't typically use all these down here, but there are definitely some that you can play around with. So I'm just going to make that a short answer. If you click right here, and you also see that same icon over here, it's add an image. So if I wanted to add an image, again, you click on it, you can upload a picture. You know, I'm thinking if you do some to like a potential customer, you could have like a picture of, maybe your information right here is, would you be interested in trying block? Put the picture of the block there and explain like it right after your question, like what block is, and your choices be, yes, send me more info, yes, I would like to know more, or no, not at this time, or, you know, things like that. So going on, you can do a couple different things. I love to do this where it says required, just slide that over. So, whoops, slide that over. So to make this has to be answered before they can submit. So I do that for all of mine, unless it was some opinion or, you know, something like that. You can actually make 1 required and 5 not required. Every question you can do its own, you can make its own requirements for that. So after you're done with that, your question's good to go. Right over here, you see the different choices to pick from is add a question. So I simply add a question, and I can just keep going on adding questions after questions. I can add an image. I can add a title and a description in this area. And again, you can play around with this. The worst case scenario, you back up and take it off. If you don't like the question at all, just push this little delete, like the little trash can, and that one deletes, and then start a new question. And then down here, you can add a video, which is nice. And you can add a add section. So if you have a section all about products, this is what it's going to look like, section 1 of 2. So maybe all these questions are going to be about the products, and then maybe my section 2 is going to be all about the business. Or again, think about what you would do with your team. But if I don't want that, I can delete this section. Again, we're back to the beginning, no big deal. Add a question. And oops, you see how I want what is your name first. I'm glad this happened so I can share it with you. But if you guys see those little dots right there, click on the dot. And I know that this is active because of that blue little bar right here. I'm actually going to click and drag it up to the top. And I can, and I do this a lot because I think of other questions and I think, oh, but I think that would be a great question to add at the beginning versus, you know, adding at the very end. So it kind of flows nicely. So after you do all your questions, it's super simple. You're just going to push the word send. You can do it a couple different ways. You can send this via like email, and you type all their emails in here. But to be quite honest, what you want to do is just get the link and then share the link. You can share the link in Messenger, email, like on your Facebook page. If it's compliant, share it with everybody on Facebook if you're talking about like trying to get information about the products. I'll tell you what really has helped me with my inactives. When I sent it out, I said, hey, I was just wondering if you could do a huge favor for me. you know, your answers are going to help me to, you know, with knowing more about helping my other ambassadors and customers, and, you know, help me grow in my business. I actually added on, if you do the survey, I put together, like, you know, you get $25 gift card if you go in the drawing, one-time drawing, but all their names are in there to win. So again, 13 people of my inactives have done the survey for me, and I sent it out yesterday. So it's just that thing. Everyone wants an incentive, right? So if it's good, if it's information I'm really, really wanting, then I'm going to make it kind of a, you know, a little competition, or, you know, whatever, a reward or whatever. But make sure when you do share on, if you do something that you want all of Facebook to see, it has to be compliant, and you cannot put you know, an incentive on that. So what I would honestly try to do is just private message people, and you can let them know about, you know, you can earn a $25 gift card if you do this and you go in the drawing. So anyway, I like to click this link, and then I just click here, and I Control-C, Control Copy. Sometimes this copy does not work. If you're on a Mac, it would be Command-C, I believe. But I just get the link, and then I just go into my Messenger, and I send one to myself just to make sure that it looks good. And when you do share it, a little picture of kind of like the front of the survey will come up, and they just click it, and they answer all the questions and submit. When they submit it to you, your responses right here will start to just change. The number will continue to change. So I just want to take you and let you see what it looks like after responses have come in. So this is what it looks like. Whoops, that's not it. Sorry about that. My things are hidden because of this share bar on Zoom. That's not it either. That's not it either. I gotta close some of these down so I can get to it. And here we go. All right, so I have 13 responses that came in, and I can click right here under summary, and I can see just an overall everybody who submitted a response back to me. I can click on individual, and then you can actually just see one person at a time and just scroll down through all their answers to see it that way. So I like to do summary just to start. So when I go down, one of my first questions right here it says, I tried the following Plexus products, check all that apply. So I can see out of 13 responses, 11 or 84.6% they all tried triplex, okay? Then I have slim only was two people, and as you can see, the rest. And then I love the pie graph look, but it says, did you take the products consistently? And I love this because I can see, okay, it's not all Plexus's fault, right? Not that it ever is, but it's 46.2% or 6 people. If you see right here, I love when you just put your mouse over it, it shows you this information. 6 people did not take their products consistently. So if here's my answer choices, by the way, too. So blue means my answer choice was yes, or red was I found it hard for me to be consistent with my schedule. And I just really try to be more of the positive side. Like, I don't want to just put no. People might feel bad to push no. So, you know, for them to see like, yeah, it was consistent, because that's probably the case, you know. So then this one down here, this one was where they do a small or a paragraph type of question. It says, please share what you liked or disliked of the products that you tried. We are all unique in our own way. I know some things that work for one person may not work for others. Your honesty will help guide me as I troubleshoot with future customers and ambassadors. So I can look through these. Again, this is just a summary, but if I wanted to go back and see actually who said this, like I didn't feel like they were working, I can actually go back and go to the individual report, and I can see who said that. Now, I will tell you, like, if you are following like the first person who took your survey, their answer will be on the first line of any of these that are written out like this. So kind of going through there, and then why did you become an ambassador? Check all that apply. And my choices were to get products at the lowest price, to try to earn, you know, income, and And then I was a customer and switched to an ambassador. And then I love how you can do this. Like, so it's all in the way you word your question and the way your choices are for your answers. But have you heard about our new product, Edge? Edge gets to work fast, improving mood and reducing tiredness without the sugar crash associated with other energy products. It's clinically tested, gives you sharper thinking, enhances concentration, improves mood, and gives you a healthy, sustained energy. I took all that from the bottle, and the choices were, yes, I have heard about Edge. Yes, please send me more information. No, but thanks for letting me know. So obviously, I'm going to focus on that red part of the graph because these people want more information. So that's where I need to go back to the individual record and a report and see who were the 2 that want more information. I definitely want to follow up with those people. But again, I did it for a block. And then I just started asking, things about the opportunity as well. Like, did you know that you can earn money after selling, buying, or a combination of the 2 after $100 or more? So again, my choices were, yes, that's amazing, or no, I did not know that, but the yellow, no, I'm interested in learning more. So again, if I run my mouse over it, only one person wants to know more, and that's fine. But again, I'm going to contact that person. Have you ever thought to give Plexus another try? So I really got excited with this. Yes, it has crossed my mind. So look at this big, like 11 out of the 13 people said, yes, it has crossed their mind. I definitely want to find out who those are and follow up with those people. Did you join during the big software change that Plexus went through? So again, almost half, so 6 of them did. Yes, they felt the growing pains, but I didn't want to. The other one was no, I was one of the blessed ones who did not experience the growing pains. So I want to make sure to follow up with them about how, it's changed, and, I'm confident that they're going to get their products between 3 to 5 days, and, they can get through the phone, if they can call, they can get through right away, all those types of things, because I know it made it like it gave them a bad taste of Plexus. So I don't want that to get in the way of them trying other products. Would you be interested in learning more about the products or the business opportunity without any obligations to try again or share with others? And 6 of them said, yes, I think I would like to know more about the products. And then, again, these 7 said no, and that's fine. But guys, if I didn't send this out, this would be, like, I would know, like, and there's these people, like, can you imagine 6 of them coming back? That's huge. And, I only sent this to my level 1s and 2s that were kind of like under my husband, or people that I knew, were no longer working the business. I had reached out to their downline. So I didn't even send this to everyone. I'm encouraging my people, my leaders, to do the same thing and duplicate it down and bring back the information, because 6 points at 6 people, 7 people at 5 points. I mean, that's huge. So another thing I did is I made another survey for just my working ambassadors, and I asked them lots of questions. I actually had 23 questions. It went really quickly. Most of them were yes or no, or, quick little multiple choice type things. But some of them, I definitely wanted to know their why, I want to know their goals. And I have a new little system that I created, and I am just constantly, I need to go through and I need to find, like this one, like I need to find Amber's, her new goals and her new why. But I have a file folder for every ambassador that's really working the business. And I kind of put, these, every time I talk to them, I pull their file and update it as we go along. So what I did with that information is I'm sharing that out with all my goals and above, and they are going to make sure that they are accounting for all these ambassadors that really want to work the business. Because one of my questions was, are you stuck with, what to do with your business, but are you really wanting to work it? And so I took all the people that did the survey. So there's 38 people that did the survey for me, which I'm hoping more come along. But those people I then put into using a Google Doc. I'm going to share my screen and share the Google Doc with you. When they did the Google Doc, I put some information in there. It's not complete, but it's getting there. So when I put in the Google Doc, these were all the people who are, they told me their next goal. And so I put them on that, that chart. But then what I'm going to do is share this out with all my gold ambassadors. And we better see at the end somebody's name next to each person here and what coaching call date and time they have scheduled for that person. And I feel like this is just going to be my accountability chart, because all of these people are telling us they want to work it. And some people, their upline have, stopped working, and they might just be, they don't know what to do. They don't know to, go to the next person or reach out to anybody. But we need to make sure that all of these people have someone to take them under their wing, because they have goals and they have a why, and they want to work this business, and we owe that to them as their leader. So what I'm going to do is, I guess this is my accountability chart to see who's doing it and keeping them accountable of scheduling the date, or I'm scheduling a coaching call. And if they don't have time to do it, then I'll pick them up. Or if they don't, if they're overwhelmed with their work, with back to school and all that kind of thing, I'll pick them up for a little bit, because I don't want to leave those people hanging. So as you can see, like, all these people are silver bound. They want to get to silver. Pandora, we do a special little incentive on our team. And then we have, people that are trying to get to gold. And again, these are only the people who responded to the survey. So I'm hoping, like I said, to get more and more. But, I'm going to get on here and share this so all these charts will be filled in quickly. So I hope this helped, but Google is free. So if you don't have a Google account, I would highly encourage you to do so, because you are going to love the survey. And I just love how it's all organized. And the awesome thing is you can also export all the information. There's a little button so I wish I would have shown you here, but up in the top right corner, there's 3 little dots. And you can actually download it into an Excel spreadsheet, and it's all beautifully laid out. So if you have any information, I would love to share more. But hopefully this helps to find out some good information from your teammates.